Safe in the comfort of his home, Sinbad suffers from a specific, recurring flaw. His memory completely erases the severe trauma of his past shipwrecks, leaving only an intense addiction to the thrill of travel and the profit of the marketplace. This amnesia prompts him to set out on a fifth voyage. He begins this journey with a massive head start. Leveraging his existing wealth, Sinbad buys a magnificent ship outright, hires an entire crew, and aggressively barters his way across the ocean to dominate the regional markets. The profit streak abruptly stops when the crew anchors at a seemingly deserted floating island. While Sinbad rests below deck, his curious merchants investigate a massive, smooth white dome, half buried in the sand. Thinking it is simply an unusual rock, the men violently bash the surface with heavy stones until it cracks. It is actually a colossal egg, and the merchants promptly pull out the giant chick inside and roast it for a feast. Smelling the meat, Sinbad wades ashore and sees the broken shells. He immediately realizes their wealth is now worthless. By killing the chick, they have provoked the wrath of the roc, a monstrous, mythological apex predator. The merchants scramble back aboard and flee, but a shadow soon blots out the sun. The parent bird arrives, clutching a massive boulder in its talons, and drops the heavy load straight down toward their escaping ship. The impact of that first boulder creates a mountainous wave that tosses the ship high into the air. Moments later, a second bird drops a stone that slices cleanly through the deck and obliterates the hull entirely. The wealthy merchant who bought his way across the sea is instantly reduced to a helpless, half-drowned man clinging to a piece of splintered driftwood in the foaming surf. The ocean has violently neutralized every single asset Sinbad brought with him. Stripped of his crew, his cargo, and his gold, he now has to rely exclusively on his raw intellect to survive whatever comes next. Sinbad washes ashore onto what looks like a paradise. The island is vibrant, packed with sweet-smelling flowers, streams of fresh water, and abundant low-hanging fruit. The trap in this sanctuary is caught in Sinbad's own kindness. He encounters a frail old man in a palm leaf skirt who silently begs the hero to carry him across a shallow stream. Hoping to earn favor in heaven, Sinbad hoists the man onto his shoulders. But once across, the old man refuses to let go, locking leathery, inescapable legs tightly around Sinbad's throat, choking him until he loses consciousness. Sinbad is now trapped by the Sheikh al-Bahir, the old man of the sea. This legendary parasite is famous for one specific, deadly trait. It rides every single one of its victims until they die. For weeks, Sinbad endures grueling physical and psychological torture. He is forced to sleep with the creature entwined around his neck, and is beaten and starved into submission, transformed into a human beast of burden. Sinbad hits absolute rock bottom. The parasite has drained his physical strength to the point where fighting back is impossible. Any chance of survival must come from a purely calculated intellectual pivot. Carefully observing his environment, Sinbad finds a potential tool on the island floor, a patch of large, hard-shelled gourds growing near clusters of wild grapes. He breaks open the gourds to create bowls and fills them with crushed grapes. After several days in the heat of the sun, the juice ferments into strong wine. Sinbad uses this new substance to numb his own physical pain. He then begins to sing and dance erratically, knowing the display will spark his captor's greed. The demon demands the wine and drinks gourd after gourd until he becomes heavily intoxicated. Finally, the unbreakable iron grip around Sinbad's neck loosens. Taking his chance, Sinbad tosses the parasite to the dirt and immediately executes his captor with a heavy rock, making him the first recorded survivor of the Old Man of the Sea. A few simple bowls of wine and a bit of acting defeated a mythic monster that physical strength could not overcome. Rescued by a passing ship, Sinbad is transported to the City of the Apes, a fortress capital plagued by a bizarre and dangerous nightly siege. To survive primates descending from the trees after dark, the citizens face a dire strategic disadvantage. They must completely abandon their homes every single night and sleep in boats off the coast. Sinbad quickly pivots from a desperate survivor back into an opportunistic entrepreneur, joining the locals in a daytime counterattack strategy inside the forest. The humans walk into the forest and begin hurling absolutely worthless beach pebbles up into the canopy, purposely enraging the apes. The apes retaliate by throwing down highly valuable coconuts. Sinbad simply dodges the bombardment, harvests the fruit, and trades it at the market. This exchange effectively weaponizes the aggression of the apes. Sinbad turns a deadly biological threat into a fully automated, profitable agricultural harvest. He applies one final financial multiplier to his earnings. Taking his coconut profits, he secures passage home and trades his gold for rare pearls along the route to exponentially increase his wealth. He arrives at the port of Basra entirely restored, having clawed his way from near death to amassing his fifth fortune. Sinbad's ability to look at certain death and find a path to victory is the source of his legendary wealth.